Good evening, moms and dads, brothers and sisters, grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends and neighbors. My name is Kara Skurlock, and I will be announcing for tonight's performance. It's always a thrill for us to present these young musicians in their first performance. We know you'll be pleasantly surprised by what they have accomplished in such a short time. Not everyone learns to play an instrument. It takes physical and mental work. It also takes time to practice while learning. Each of the musicians here tonight have demonstrated their ability and desire and have earned membership in the Baker School Beginning Band. They are going to demonstrate what has been learned up to this point in their brief, successful musical careers. After learning how to take the instruments out of the cases and assembling them, they finally got to do what they've been waiting to do for a long time: produce the first sound on their instruments. It sounded something like this. It was quite obvious they had some challenges facing them in the next few days. The second week proved to be quite eventful. Mr. Shrito patiently worked with the band until they could produce their first note. Now they sounded like this. Quite an improvement. But they needed a little more work before they were ready for this performance. Producing that first note allowed them to proceed to their first lessons, where they learned to count while they played. This is very necessary to perform together. They added a different rhythm or beat to those first notes, and it began to take on a whole new sound. This may be more interesting than the first note, but it still is not a complete tune that you would go around whistling all day. They added a couple of new notes and discovered they could start playing some recognizable tunes. This might be the moment where you felt for the first time that music lessons were starting to take hold. This is what they sounded like at school that day. With all the mechanics of the next few lessons, but as the band members began to complete these, everyone was convinced this was going to be one of our finest bands ever. Here are two of their favorite pieces: French folk song and Aurelie.
by row so you can see your children on the other row. In the second row, you can have a seat. Just so you know they really came tonight. Third row, you can have a seat. These the guys in the back.
Oh yeah, this is when the rubber and